This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Castles of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Castles. Available on Amazon, in Kindle and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, The True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys, and welcome to a very exciting episode of Stories, The True and the Fictional. We have a returning guest. You know him, you probably know his name, you've seen it everywhere. But first, we got to do the the bantering. How are you going, Ryan? Ryan, how are you?
Living the dream as always. I actually saw my wife was watching a show yesterday, and the lady had a Living the Dream coffee cup, and I felt like emailing them saying, "Where's my $2.50?" because that's my catchphrase. But no, I am living the dream. As I said, I mentioned off air, I was up till 3 a.m. this morning reading Blake Myers' Who Put Bella in the Witch Elm because it's just such a freaking good book. I'm so happy that I'm finally getting through my TBR list slowly but surely. I'm actually averaging now, I found in the last few weeks, I'm averaging like a book a week. I also got an art copy of Eamon Bradley's Puddle People yesterday too. So that's in my my TBR as well. So I think I have to read that next because I have to review it within 90 days. So I'm going to read that next. But so many good books in my queue, including 2 books from our guest today, which I'm excited to delve into. But other than that, I have been playing a lot of Switch. Black Friday sales are my best friend. I've managed to grab a few good JRPGs for very, very little, for like $30, which has been amazing. So my to-be played list has gone up a bit more. I've been playing Spider-Man 2, which Jamie had lent me, which is good because mine's somewhere in storage. This time I'm actually 100% in the game, so it's taken me a lot longer, but I'm still loving it. I find and you could probably agree, Jamie, I find when you 100% a game, sometimes you forget about the story, and then you go, oh, wow, I've been doing side missions for like 4 hours. I'm going to try and remember where I am and try and remember, oh, that's where I was. I'm up to this part. But yeah, it's been taking up a lot of my TV time, which has been great. And I'm excited to go and see the new Predator movie tomorrow with my wife, which is, it's been on my to-be watch list for a while, but we finally got tickets yesterday to go and see it tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Excellent. Well, back on side quests, I just started replaying Red Dead, so...
Of course you did. I literally spoke to... I went out on Thursday to get some medication and stuff, and I had my support worker with me, and it was a new guy, and he's a massive gamer, and he's also doing film studies at university, and he's like, we were talking movies for ages, and I said, there's only 2 types of movies that I don't like. War movies, some of them I do, but some of them I don't, and westerns. And I said, and that applies to all genres. It applies to books, TV shows, everything. And I said, my best mate loves his favorite game. One of his favorite games of all time is Red Dead Redemption 2. And he's angry because I won't play it because it's a Western. And I said he probably put about 90 to 100 hours, if not more, into this game. And I said he's probably due for a replay soon. And there you go. You've just gone ahead and said you've started replaying it.
Yeah, but Ryan, this is the last thing I'll say because we want to bring in our guest. But
yes,
you can technically say it's a sci-fi because there's UFOs in it. And then there's
you cannot.
There's a vampire, there's
doesn't matter.
And there's serial killers.
You know what? There is a comic book by one of my favorite comic book writers who has an amazing run on Batman. It's called American Vampire. The writer is Scott Snyder, and the artist is another amazing artist, Raphael Albuquerque. And it's such a great premise, and I really, really want to read it. It's about going back to the early dawn of civilization. There's always been 5 different types of vampires and 5 different types of vampire families, and they just rule. They rule, but it's set
The West.
in the West, and I cannot read it because it's killing me because I love his writing and I love the art, but I cannot read it because it's set in a Western, and I feel like I'm a hypocrite if I do.
Yeah. Well, I know you're pretty strong about that because there's a comic book with Batman and Superman set in the West, and they go like, right.
I skipped that issue. That was Batman and Superman. I think issue 19 of the current of the run that I'm actually currently reading in 2021. And that was one issue. Luckily it was only a one issue story. I just skipped it, and then I was reading the next, and that's hard for me to do because I'm a completionist. I have to read everything. And I just skipped that issue. I'm like, nope.
It's going to gnaw away at you forever.
It is. I was so close to reading it. And, I'm trying to be better because I know, as you and our listeners know, one of my favorite horror authors I found this year is Janelle Sheikey. And I've read all three of her books. I've actually read The Clatterman twice. And her new book coming out next year is all about spiders. And it's called Spiders. And I have the worst case of arachnophobia that anyone has ever had. I can't look at a spider. I can't play a game with a spider in it. I hate reading books with spiders in it. Like you made me read The Boy Who Slayed the Gargoyle and forgot to tell me that there was a section that there was spiders in it. But I'm trying to beat my arachnophobia, and I said to Janelle, I'm going to beat my arachnophobia by reading your new book. And she was like, oh, but I talk about the good things about spiders. I said, there is no good thing about spiders. But I will read it because it's like she's one of my favorite horror authors. And I even think she's better than Stephen King, in my opinion. Because I've read everything Stephen King has ever released, even stuff that he released under Richard Bachman. And he released a new book every year, and I always read it. I will always continue to buy it because I love Stephen King, but I just feel like she has a much better handle on pacing than Stephen King does. Like Stephen King will take 100 pages to describe a freaking cup of coffee, and sometimes it gets a bit boring. Yeah.
Anyway,
everyone knows how much I love Janelle Sheikey, and I will be getting her book.
Excellent.
Even if it kills me.
Even if it kills you. Excellent. All right, guys. Check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. All their links are down in the show notes. They are wonderful, wonderful friends of the show, wonderful authors, and support them because they support us. Now, let's bring in our wonderful guest, Tim McKay. How are you going, mate?
Pretty good, thanks. Good to be here again. Love you guys. So it's been a while. When that was around the time of False Sylvandria, so that's a year or so, right?
Yeah. Me and Ryan were trying to figure it out, and it was back when we used to number the episodes.
Wow.
Now we don't number them anymore because it's like we get so many people coming on, and like when you record it, you maybe want to release it sooner than another one, or because someone might have a book coming out and you want to tie it in with that. So I just went, screw it, let's call it a chinwag with enter name, so we can release it whenever we want.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah, I'm a bit iffy on the whole chinwag thing because I think it makes us sound too bogan.
Well, we're Australian.
I don't know. I know, but that's saying that, or that's giving the impression that all Australians are bogans. And I feel like I did 4 years at university. I finished school at the end of going to school. I don't feel like I'm a bogan. I don't talk like, hey, yeah, I don't talk like that. I speak proper English.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should be saying a story chat with Tim McKay or a story chat with here.
I love it as is. It makes me feel like I'm visiting Australia and having a good time. Yeah.
Well, that's not helping my cause, Tim. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Well, start a poll. Start a poll then, Ryan.
Oh no, because all the Americans, and this is nothing to Americans and Canadians, will say keep it a chinwag because they love us and they love our accents and they love our turn of phrases and stuff like that. But I work very hard not to sound like I'm from upper North Queensland because the higher you go in Australia, the higher pitch your accent gets.
Yeah. But it's also out west as well. So the higher you go up and then to the west.
Yeah. I think there's a place called Gympie right up in northern Queensland, and those people, like, I think only dogs can hear their voices. It's that, like, the pitch is that high. And hello to all our listeners in Gympie, which I'm sure we don't have because I don't know how to work technology up there. But no, going back to what Jamie was saying about you being on before, Tim, it was so funny when he messaged me the run sheet for today. I was like, "Oh, awesome, Tim McKay! I've got his books. We haven't had him on before." And Jamie's like, "Yes, we have." And I said, "No, we haven't. I don't remember." And in my defense, it was during the year where I was having a very, very tough time mentally, and then went to hospital. So that is my excuse. But it's like the first time we're meeting again.
Love it. Although now I'm going to have to go back, rewatch the episode, and say, "Wow, that was not that memorable." Apparently,
no, exactly. It was definitely wasn't.
I remembered it.
Not because of me. It's probably not memorable because of me, not because of you, Tim.
Well, I found it strange because you recommended him a horror movie, so you know.
Yeah, I don't remember. But honestly, like, I think every guest now recommends me a horror movie, and then when we have horror authors on, they recommend me multiple horror movies, and I'm writing them down on my phone. I look rude, but I'm actually writing down the horror movies I get recommended. So yeah,
and now you're just swimming.
It is great to have you back on, Tim. And I am mentally prepared and mentally going to remember this interview. And
that makes one of us.
I'm like, I know, yes, exactly.
Yes, excellent. Well, because you're back a second time, we do have a second block of icebreakers to do, just for a bit of fun. These have been tweaked. I can't remember if you want to go first, Ryan, because these are different, or if you want to go second.
Let me just have a look at the questions, because I think if these are the questions that we used to do as our bonus questions, I think I probably will go second. So I'm just going to bring up the run sheet.
The bonus questions is what we do when someone's on a third time.
Okay. No, I'm good to go first if you like.
Okay, take it away. Take it away.
All right. So the icebreakers questions for returning guests. Question number 1. What is your least favorite trope in any form of storytelling?
Okay, so I think it is tied for me, very close. So I'm gonna have to go with 2, because I have a tough time picking between these. Really, love triangles, or miscommunication, especially where it's this really stupid miscommunication that drives the entire plot. You know. If I had to pick, probably love triangle, because at least with miscommunication, I've seen ones where, once you've experienced that in real life and you realize, oh, people really are that dumb, I can forgive it in stories a little more, you know? Whereas a love triangle, don't get me started. Some of them are just so bad. Just, like Twilight is the bane of my existence. And that's just...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember with Twilight, when I first saw, I actually have to admit this, that me and a friend at the time, we're both male, we were just sitting around one Saturday and we were looking for a movie to go see. And I hadn't read the books. He doesn't read, so he hasn't read the book. So I just Googled what was out and I saw this Twilight and I'm like, okay, it's a vampire movie. And the poster, like a lot of vampire movies are kind of, male and, the story of a vampire, a girl. So I'm like, okay, that can be doable. And I Googled it and it just said a vampire story. And that's all I read. I didn't read any further. And I said, do you want to go see this? So we went along. I think we were like 28 at the time. And we got into the cinema and it was all like teenage girls. And we're like, hold on. They were like, no, maybe it's a weekend, so maybe like it was during when me and Jamie were playing punk bands, playing punk shows. So we're like, maybe it's the whole emo phase that they just totally into vampires and stuff like that. And then we started watching it, and then we're like, where's these fans?
Going to Twilight expecting Nosferatu is just a whole other level of
don't even get. I've actually seen all three versions of Nosferatu: the 1920s one, the 1970s one, and the one that just came out last year, which was amazing. And yeah, I have seen pretty much every vampire. I think just before we'd watched From Dusk Till Dawn as well, so we were fully into like bring on the vampire gore, all this kind of thing. And then Twilight, like these fuckers don't even have fangs. And what they and then hold on, he sparkles.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
And acts like that's such a bad thing too. It's like, oh, woe is me. I sparkle in the sun and look pretty. Like, so bad. So
and
bad.
isn't it kind of pedophilia too? Because he's like 100 and she's like 16. But technically, Robert Pattinson is a pedophile. I'm saying it here right now on the podcast. No, I'm joking. No, Robert Pattinson, you are not a pedophile. Just in case he's watching you.
No, well, Ryan, you're just being a completionist. You're watching all of the vampire stuff.
No. Oh no, I haven't watched the rest of the Twilight movies. I have not seen the multiple other ones. My wife rewatched them while I was in the hospital recently because I logged onto Netflix to watch something on my phone, and I accidentally pressed on her profile, and it had like New Moon halfway through, and I immediately called her, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm watching the movie."
We need to talk.
What movie? Yeah, exactly. I said, "What movie are you watching, Stephanie?" And she's like, "I'm watching New Moon." I'm like, "No,
you're not. Delete."
No, done.
But going back to your whole love triangle thing, I'm completely on board with that, but I have an alternate. What if it's in a horror movie and part of the love triangle, one of the members of the love triangle is actually the killer, like the serial killer, and they're just with that person to get close to all their friends so they can murder them all? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I've definitely seen that, and I can tolerate it, but it's still a recent example would be this, not that recent, but the Scream TV series that they did. And that there we go. Sorry for anyone watching this. I just spoiled it for you, but that kind of happens. And I loved the love interest being that's always great. Make him the murderer. Absolutely. But once it starts, once she's almost cheating on him with this, or they're on a break and she's, going with this guy, it just gets old. It just gets really old. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the whole you're 100% right. In a non-horror scenario, I'm not even watching that movie or reading that book. I'm not. I'm really not. I don't like that kind of shit because one, I don't believe I'm old school. Apparently, I don't believe in cheating on your partner with someone else. You know what I mean? I mean, like that's just me. I mean, maybe I'm old fashioned, but I believe in loyalty. But in a horror scene, like you are right, the Scream TV show, and in saying that, I think the second last Scream movie, the Scream 7 or 6 or whatever, they did that as well, and I think that was actually well done because we had Jack Quaid who
I know.
He plays Huey in The Boys very, very well. And he was kind of involved with two girls, and he ended up being the serial killer, and he ended up murdering both of them, which I was totally okay with. So
that's totally different though. That's that was just him being terrible. I mean, because they didn't know. Well, or I guess she, his partner did, sort of, right? But she thought it was all part of the ploy. It was all part of the technically, actually, the Scream TV show did exactly that with the So same thing where it's okay if you've convinced one partner that you're tricking the other one. You're double timing with permission. I'm not okay with that in real life, but at least then it's a love triangle by consent.
I agree because I think with the whole killer thing, like if you're a serial killer, you're a psychopath, and psychopaths don't really feel love. It's all about faking. Like if you've seen Dexter, like he spends all of his time trying to fake, because his dad taught him if you want to get away with these things, you have to fake being normal. and he goes through all these things, and he's trying to force himself. It's more harder than actually doing the killing. Is pretending to be in love with someone, and that I think falls into where I'm like, okay, you're with two girls, but you killed them, so clearly you didn't really love them because you're a psychopath. So I think you're right. That can be tolerated.
Side
because
note.
it is such. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was just
No,
gonna
go
say,
ahead.
side note, I don't know why. I think just people misrepresented Dexter to me. And so for years I resisted watching that show. And it's
Really?
one of my
Okay.
biggest regrets when it comes to television, because that show is so good. So I
Oh,
didn't like
definitely.
the ending, obviously, but otherwise one of the best shows I've seen in so long. I really love that show.
Well, the new show Dexter Resurrection, which just it came
Mm,
out this year, is I was worried. Me and my wife love Dexter. We watched the show New Blood, which is him like I think it's like 10 years later where he's living in the woods and stuff. That was pretty good. But the new
okay.
show Dexter Resurrection is freaking phenomenal. It
Is that
is.
the one with it's his younger self, but
Yeah,
it's his
yeah,
origins?
yeah. It
Okay,
came out
okay.
on Paramount Plus out here. Came
Mm,
out on Paramount this year, and it's 10 episodes. It's been renewed for a season two, but it
okay.
felt like watching Dexter for the first time again. Like it's
Mm,
they don't. It's not a remake. It's not a reboot. It's a continuation, which is great because there's so many remakes and reboots going on. But it
yeah.
is. It's a continuation of the story.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and even the prequel, Dexter Original Sin, which is him when he was younger. The guy
Mm,
that plays Dexter, a young Dexter, is pretty much. It's like it is to me. It looks like a young Michael C. Hall, and he acts and the way he talks and the way he does everything is like a young Dexter, and it goes through his first year as he goes through his first kill,
yeah.
and Christian Slater plays his father, which is really good because I haven't seen Christian Slater in anything since Mr.
Yeah.
Robot, so
Mm,
that was good. But yeah, it's really all the Dexter shows. They're all continuations except for Original Sin, which is a prequel, and even that was great. So
okay.
I
I'll have
recommend
to check
checking
that
it
out too
out.
then,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is because I'm very critical of things like new shows, and a lot of new shows are doing the whole it's 10 years later, let's
Yeah.
bring it
Like
back.
stretching out a franchise
And
kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexter is the one exception.
Okay.
We watched the episodes week by week, and I was like, just give me more, I want more.
Mm,
And the way that the first season of Dexter Resurrection ended, I'm like, I just want another season. And then I think a week later they announced they're filming season two. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, awesome. So, yeah, very good.
yeah.
If you like Dexter, jump on it. It's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, let's talk animal sidekicks. Tim, if you
Yes.
could have any animal sidekick, now it doesn't have to be Canadian, just an animal. Um,
Yeah.
what would you pick? And bonus points if you can tell us what kind of voice it would have.
Oh, what kind of voice? That makes it tougher. Uh, yeah. So I think for me, it would be between an eagle or a wolf, for sure. Actually, I think I
Okay.
even have one of my paintings behind me is a freaking eagle. So no surprise there. Oh, what kind of voice though? Yeah, I would be a bit lazy. I mean, with the eagle, it would have to be like Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
Aslan style,
Yes.
but eagle instead of lion.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, would it be like an American bald eagle or a wedge-tailed Australian eagle? Or
Oh, it's tough. I mean, I love both. I love bald eagles, and I think that's the only kind I've ever seen in person. I was in
Hmm.
BC. We were going through a river channel that opened into a larger lake, and there were bald eagles in almost
Yeah,
every tree we passed for this huge stretch.
nice.
It was the
Yeah.
coolest thing I've ever seen. There were so many of them. Very, I don't know. Yeah, that I'll never forget that.
Mm.
Yeah. But I love a good golden eagle too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a it's
Jamie. The reason Jamie mentioned the wedge-tail eagle is because it's featured in his new book, I Destined, coming soon.
Yeah, there are also
Brilliant.
no. They're like I love them because I got to hold one
Yeah.
once. I got to hold one
Mm.
twice, three times. I can't remember how many
Oh,
times.
that would be incredible.
There's a nest at the end of the mountain where I live. Too. So sometimes we see four of them flying around together. Um,
Okay, yeah.
but I actually got a what you'd call a warning tap from one because I went to a animal conservation place, bird of prey place, and they said, "All right, we're going to let the eagle loose. If it flies at you, just turn around." And they didn't say why. They didn't say why I should turn around, but I
Yeah.
felt these tap on my back as it flew up and just tapped me on the back, and they said, "Oh, that's just a warning tap for you." Like
Wow. Okay.
this thing can kill horses.
Yeah.
And it's just like it taps me on the back, you know.
That would freak me the heck out.
Yeah,
I
so I was
love
just
them,
like,
but that would be
yeah,
genuinely
yeah,
freaky.
yeah.
Wow.
And that was only a little one. That was like 3 kilos, and they get up to 7 kilos. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love them.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell
Awe-inspiring,
because
but also a little terrifying.
yeah. I was
Yeah.
Australian, so
Everything in Australia is scarier.
yeah, pretty much, pretty much. I think I love our I think it's a red kangaroos, which are the really muscular kangaroos.
yeah, the ripped
And
ones.
I've said this, yeah, I've said this on the podcast before, but I love when Americans come over and think that they can fight them, and then they just get knocked on their ass after the first punch. It's so funny. That's like my favorite search term on YouTube is Americans or foreigners getting knocked out by red kangaroos. It's just amazing. So good.
Everybody needs a hobby,
Um,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like, and it's not because they're American. It's just most of them seem to be American, but they're just dicks. Like they're like, oh, I'm going to punch out a kangaroo, and then Bruce, the red kangaroo, just rolls his sleeves up and is like, come on, mate, and just
Yeah.
bang, knocks him out with
Yeah.
one punch.
Yeah.
But all right, question number 3. Okay, you're king slash queen slash supreme leader slash president for a day. What do you do?
All right, I have to admit, completely selfish on this one.
Go for it.
That's fine.
Yeah, like I would I mean, you wouldn't have time to construct it in a day, so I would just hope that whatever kingdom I'm king of has a lodge near a lake, and I would fill it with books and enough money to live on for the rest of my life, and food, but enough money that I can go and grab more. And then I would just go and I would appoint stewards to manage the kingdom. And I would go there away from everybody and just have a good time in my lakeside lodge for the rest of my life. Done.
It's like
I use my one day to get my dream life, and then I just
It's like, you are king. All right, I'm going to take this here, and I'm going to go over.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I think you could construct it in a day because you're king or president or whatever. You could just order like 10,000 people to build you this cabin. And even if they just put one log or, I think you could get it done in a day if you make them work for 24 hours with no break. That's a little bit Kim Jong-un of us, but I think it'll be good.
It's a little ambitious, but look, if I thought it was viable, if maybe, I would start the day off by just going to my top engineers and saying, okay, we're going to conscript everybody we can to do this. Is this doable? And if they said yes, then absolutely, I would follow that plan to the letter. Yeah.
I like it.
I mean, if you knew you were going to be king for a day at a specific point, then you could plan for it. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So you come in with a plan in advance. Yeah, I like that. That works better. Yeah.
Or you just collect all the Amish because they got to build in barns, right?
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Still, I feel like it probably takes them a little more than a day.
Oh. All right. Excellent. All right. So, what book or story would you like to see adapted to film? Bonus points for picking a director and actors and stuff like that. But we're going to make it harder for you. You can't say one of your books because it's already getting made. We're going to assume that one of your books is getting made.
Okay. See, I love that. I do. I hope you're right. But shucks, because that forces me to totally rethink. And my answer, as little as a few months ago, would have been different, except that book is getting made into a show.
Oh, wow.
Which one?
So, Taliesin by Stephen R. Lawhead.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's getting made into a TV series called the Rise of the Merlin, I think it's called.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw that. Yeah. The Pendragon saga or something.
Yeah, because the whole series is called the Pendragon Cycle.
Yeah.
And the especially the first 3 books are pure gold. The first 2 are my 2 favorite books of all time. So and that's what they're basing the series on. So I cannot begin to say how it
looked amazing.
I think they're streaming it exclusively, which kind of
Yeah,
sucks. So I'll see, but I'm gonna have to find a way to watch it at some point. Like
yeah.
that's
Illegally.
Well,
yeah.
isn't it like
Or not, but
isn't it like Ben Shapiro's company or whatever it is? So
yeah, that's the thing. I'm kind of
just
like,
call him up.
there you go. Yeah. Okay, but if it wasn't that, that does make it harder. That does make it a lot harder. Um, I mean, this is kind of cheating because it's already been made, but I'd love a properly done
Oh, yeah.
Aragon.
No, I'd allow that. You know, like if
Yeah.
something's been
I
hasn't
didn't
been done
mind
good.
the movie, but it could have been done way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was done,
That's my-
wasn't that done like almost 20 years ago or something like that? It was in 2000s, wasn't it?
Which makes me feel older than I am, because yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna, I'm gonna consult God. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look it up on Google.
it has been a
Aragon.
while.
Let me have a look. I just wrote Aragon. No, Aragon.
Yeah.
Movie.
2006. Yeah, you're right.
Wow.
Jamie can
That's
edit
wild.
out the
19
silence.
years.
Yeah, 2006.
There you go, 2006. So that's 20
Yeah.
years next year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel like we're due. There was
you go.
some talk about maybe a TV
Oh, yeah.
show. I don't know if that's actually happening.
Mm.
Any movie worth
Yeah.
watching that I would want to see has to be directed by Christopher Nolan. So that's the big thing. Give me a Christopher Nolan like Dragon Rider movie. Oh my gosh, I'd be in heaven.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is something special.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Well, they just released set photos from his Odyssey movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. With
Yeah.
Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Zendaya. Zendaya's playing Athena. I can't pronounce
Okay,
the
yeah.
other characters that Matt Damon and Tom Holland are playing.
Matt
But that looked. I like.
Odysseus
that kind of-
and
Yes, correct.
yeah, I'm not sure who Tom Holland is playing, but I mean, yeah, Odysseus is
He's
Matt
playing.
Damon.
Yeah.
He's
I
playing
think
Tom
he just
Holland.
says- Yeah, he's playing Tom Holland because I think he says that every movie he does, Zendaya has to be in it.
Zendaya.
So, Zendaya. Sorry, my bad.
Look,
Yeah.
she's one of those actresses that she's good at something but bad at others. Like I didn't like her in Doom
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
she's just like
Yeah.
it's like when Tom Cruise, brilliant actor, but when he did that German movie where he's just like, "Hi, I'm a German." Yeah, Valkyrie or whatever. He's like, "Hi, I'm a German. We're gonna go German things, right?" Yeah, and he's gonna just like
Yeah.
Or
I'm with you on both of those. Tom Cruise, I love him, but there are the
Yeah.
occasional movies where I'm like, ooh, no.
Yeah,
and
like
Zendaya, same
yeah.
thing. I'm like, I don't. Some people really don't like her. I've enjoyed her in a few
Yeah.
things. Absolutely, she's talented.
I
but then-
liked her in The Greatest Showman. She was fantastic in that.
Okay, yeah.
What else? Oh, Samuel L. Jackson in Tarzan.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like Tarzan was pretty
Yeah.
good. You know, Margot Robbie's great. But then it's just like
That was good. I actually liked that movie more than I should have because there
Yeah.
were some parts that frustrated me.
Yeah.
But overall, it was shockingly good. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
give you that. I'm sorry, him breaking. The only thing I'll say is him breaking the whip around his neck with his
Yeah.
neck muscles will forever just haunt me. Like that's
Yeah.
the stupidest thing
Yeah.
I have ever
Yeah.
seen.
yeah,
But otherwise,
yeah.
if not for that, I would have enjoyed the whole thing. But that I
Yeah.
think is what
Yeah.
more than anything.
But yeah, no, for me, my worst thing was Samuel L. Jackson because I was just waiting for him to say "motherfucker." You know?
It's true.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah,
but yeah, that movie, I trust Christopher Nolan because I pretty much like everything he's done. So I'm not a massive like I love the old gods and the legends around those kind of things. So I will see it, but with Christopher Nolan doing it, it just makes me excited to see it rather than just wanting to see it for the sake of seeing it. You know, like he did. Was it? I might be mistaken, but didn't he? Was he the guy who did Oppenheimer?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that one, my wife wanted to see. She loves that kind. She loves historical stuff like that. And I was like, okay. But then I heard Christopher Nolan was doing it. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go see it. And for the
You
whole
have to
3
see it
hours,
now, yeah.
it didn't even feel like it went for 3 hours. It felt
Yeah.
like it went for like an hour and a half. It was that
Yep.
good. And I think we saw it in like one of those cinemas where, you know, they've got the best sound. So when the bomb actually went off after the delay, because of, you know, the sound barrier thing, that was just insane. So yeah, I'm 100% behind seeing anything that Christopher Nolan does.
He branched off. I love like either just really well done historical adaptations or historical fiction. I love too. But when he first branched away from the kind, he he did the superhero movies for a bit, and that was after a whole bunch of his really good movies to begin with. Then he did superhero. Then he started moving away with like Inception and Interstellar and Tenet. And then he did, it was Dunkirk he did, right?
Yeah,
that
Dunkirk,
one,
So yeah.
That one, it had a really well done vibe. Like you felt the tension and the fear and the anxiety throughout the whole movie, but I hated it. Like some parts were really good, but that didn't feel like a Christopher Nolan movie to me. So I was kind of worried. When it came time for Oppenheimer, I thought, okay, I didn't like Dunkirk, but maybe this is the direction he's sticking with now. He wants to do these historical adaptations, and the last one was, so we'll see. And then he just nailed it. I mean, that was so well done. And Cillian Murphy, he's, oh my gosh, he did such a great job. That movie was stacked.
He's such an underrated actor. Like I've seen a lot of Cillian Murphy movies. Like I think he was in that movie that didn't go very well called Red Eye, which was like a kind of horror-ish thriller movie. That's when I think I first saw him, and then everything. Like he was really good as the Scarecrow in the Nolan Batman movies. The only villain to actually be in all three as well, so that was good. And then pretty much anything that he's in, like 28 Days Later, of course. He's really good in that. He's such a good actor. And then Oppenheimer, he just blew it out of the water. He was just absolutely amazing. And any movie that goes for that long, but it doesn't feel like that long, it means it's a good freaking movie. So, 100%. I'm really looking forward to seeing Odyssey. I think it's going to be another long one, but I think it'll be worth it.
Well, I think the title's a given, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I love it.
Yep, it's in the name.
Question number 5, the final question of the icebreakers. We have a returning Bill and Ted. They come back in their phone booth time machine and say, "Whoa, dude, we need you to help confuse an archaeologist. What should we take back in time to bury in the past?"
See, I love that. Yeah, this is such a good question. My answer is just a straight up, I want to grab a whole bunch of Lord of the Rings sword replicas and a few skeletons and just go really far back and put them right next to dead or fossilized like pterodactyls and like flying dinosaurs. And just I want present day archaeologists to think that there were, humans fighting on flying beasts. Yeah. That's my.
You want a real life Dino Riders? I like
exactly.
it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yes, someone needs to bring that movie back. I don't like. How like you got all the Fast and Furious that just keep going and they just get insane, right? Yeah. Now they're doing all the Jurassic Park movies and they're going, why aren't we writing them? Like, why aren't like when Jurassic...
That last one was rubbish.
Yeah,
Rebirth was absolute rubbish. I paid to see that in the cinemas, and that was horrible. Yeah. And I'm pretty good. I'm pretty easygoing with my movie rating. But I remember in the movie, I messaged Jamie and a few of my friends in our group chat, and I'm like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen." And then even the design of like the final dinosaur, the D-Rex, his face was flat. It was flat. Like he looked like something out of Doom rather than a dinosaur.
Or it looks like a Star Wars Rancor. Like
exactly. Yes.
I saw that in the trailer, and to me that was just an instant. Like I've been waiting to hear how people think. I had one or two friends whose judgment I don't trust at all have said, "Oh yeah, you should go see it. It's pretty good. It has its issues, but I think you'll like it." And I've been waiting for someone a little more. Yeah, you I trust. No, it's on Prime now, and I'm just like. This is confirmation.
Don't even watch it for free. Don't even watch it for free. It's not even.
That's how I'm feeling.
Don't encourage them to make more. Don't encourage them, because if so many, like I guarantee you, so many people have watched this movie once, whereas the other Park movies, even the Jurassic World movies, I've watched at least 4 or 5 times. But this movie I've watched once in the cinema and I will not watch it again.
Yeah.
Fair. Yep.
The problem is it's all on toy sales as well.
Yeah.
They make these movies to sell toys. And they do sell toys. It's the same with Star Wars. Like now Jurassic Park makes more money than Star Wars in the merchandise department.
Wow.
So it almost doesn't matter if the movie fails because they probably make more money off the toys.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we'll just make another one. Doesn't matter that no one watched it, but the toy sales, because little kids love dinosaurs. Like who's a little kid that doesn't love dinosaurs? And little kids aren't going to go, oh, I'm not buying that because it was a shit movie. But they're just like, I want a dinosaur.
That's unfortunate because it means that movies that do not deserve to get that much credit keep going.
But I haven't watched it yet because apparently a movie came out at the same time and it's more of a B grade one and it's Primeval
War. Yeah, I watched
Primal
it.
War.
Me and Steph have watched it because I love any movie with Australian actors, and it's got an Australian actor called Ryan Quanten who played Suki's brother in True Blood. He was an Australian actor. He was in Home and Away. He was a beloved character named Vinny in Home and Away. And I got that movie when it came out, and me and Steph watched it, and it's so much better than Jurassic Park. It's the Vietnam War with dinosaurs.
Yeah. I saw the trailer for this. Yeah. Okay. So this is good to know. How did it turn out?
It is good. I mean, it hasn't got the budget that Jurassic Park has, but for what it is, I mean, it's no Velocipasta, but it's still pretty amazing. It's very, very good. The CGI doesn't look bad at all. It looks really good. So yeah, I recommend people watch that over Jurassic Park Rebirth.
Yeah. It's a platoon fighting dinosaurs. I mean, what's the not
exactly.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, so that's that's the one I've been waiting on.
That's like that shark movie I watched. Which is the second best shark movie I've watched because the first one is our good friend Matt Holmes' Fear Below.
Okay.
Fear Below is amazing. I watched that when it came out on Prime. It's fantastic. But there is a movie, and it's an Australian movie. It's called The Beast of War. And what it is, it's a shark movie set during World War II, where the first quarter of the movie is Australian troops on the Papua New Guinea Kokoda Trail, and then the Japanese attack, and they're forced to, I think 5 or 6 of them are forced to flee onto a raft in the water. And then they're like, oh, thank God we got away from the Japanese. And there's a massive great white shark that starts picking them off. And it's so good. It's like, why didn't people think of this? World War II, sharks.
Yeah.
It's better than any Sharknado or anything like that. I mean, God, they made 6 or 7 of those things. But yeah, The Beast of War, I think it's on Prime now. Okay. It is amazing. And again, it's an Australian movie, so I'll watch any Australian movie because I'm very loyal. But in saying that, if you want a really good shark movie, check it out. I think it's out in Canada and America and the UK. Fear Below by Matthew Holmes. It's set in the 40s or the 40s.
Yeah, 1940s.
And it's about a bull shark that it's about some gangsters that steal a whole bunch of gold. Yeah. And they crash the truck into the water, and it's in a river. They hire some people, and in that river is a bull shark that is waiting to pick people off. Yeah. And it's so good, you can't tell that not one scene was filmed underwater.
Huh. Yeah, and they've got the old school screw-on diver suits.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I did see the trailer for that one. Yeah, so I don't know.
It is so good, and it's so funny because he said to us on our last interview he never wanted to make a shark movie, and it's probably
one of his best movies.
That's so awesome.
It's my second favorite of all. I think he's made 4 movies. It's my second favorite of all. So it's definitely well worth a watch if you like shark movies. And all of you Americans love Australians, so watch it.
Did you see? Why am I forgetting the name? I think it's Under Paris or something Paris.
Yes.
No, I want to see that. I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to see it.
Okay, I won't spoil it then. Yeah. That was ridiculous, but it's fun.
Okay.
Monster movies are supposed to be ridiculous, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. It very much served its purpose, and the ending to me is just so over the top, and I loved it. So yeah,
I'm gonna watch that because me and my wife, we love our shark movies. We watch Shark Week now that we have HBO Max out here now, so all the Shark Week stuff is coming on that every year. And we recently watched one with Matt Dillon I think, or someone like that, called The Beast, which is set in, I think, Mexico or Spain, and that was really good. It's like a shark, but they're stuck on an oil rig, and a shark is like all the boat that goes to save them. The shark just jumps up and eats, and it's based on a comic series. I found out. I read that. Very good. But shark movies.
Yeah.
Any shark movie that's not Sharknado, we will watch. I watched the first Sharknado and I'm like, no. It's got to be a little bit believable, like a little bit believable, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's some of those B or even C, like almost comically bad horror movies that I'll watch every once in a while for kicks, but I can only do it on a certain mindset, you know?
Did you watch Rippy yet, Ryan?
No, I haven't. I'm really want to watch it. So Rippy, for those of you who don't know, Australia had this show back in the 80s or 70s or 80s called Skippy the Bush Kangaroo, and it was about a kangaroo that
was like a hero.
It was like a hero. He like saved people from falling down a well and all this kind of stuff. There's a horror movie called Rippy, which is a zombified kangaroo that kills a whole bunch of people. I do have it, but I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched also, I want to watch, but I haven't watched yet. I have Bambi, The Reckoning, which is Bambi getting revenge on hunters for killing its mother. I've also got Neverland, which is the actual real story about Peter Pan, because he's actually, Peter Pan is actually a killer. He kidnaps kids and takes them to Neverland. Neverland is just like heaven, essentially. So I'll have to watch that. And I've also got Popeye the Slayer Man, which is another horror movie about Popeye. There's actually two Popeye movies came out this year. But I do love Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. 1 and 2 are freaking amazing horror movies. And the second one is actually better than the first one because they got a bit more budget and they put a backstory on why Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Owl and Bunny are all such, like, just want to kill people. It's amazing. So if you like Winnie the Pooh, don't watch it. If you love horror movies, watch it because your favorite childhood characters are murderers.
I need to see that. You're not the first to recommend it. I really do.
Yeah. It's actually really good. I enjoyed it.
Well, it is pretty funny that when everything comes into the public domain, it's just instant people are like, horror!
Yeah. It has to be.
Which is interesting because aren't we like less than 10 years away from Superman being public domain?
Yeah, but that's
because
the Siegel and I can't remember the other guy's name. Their family, they have the rights to those films, and because there is a clause where if you make a new movie, it's like 25 years, the clock resets on free domain.
Well, then, that makes sense for Bambi, but like Disney's been doing a lot of, because they did Mickey Mouse, but I think that was actually Steamboat Willie or something.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't actually Mickey Mouse. It was Steamboat Willie. It was the original, the original incarnation before he actually became Mickey Mouse. And Peter Pan, they're technically the reason that they could use that is because there was only that movie Pan, but they essentially didn't have any connection to the original Peter Pan.
Yeah, because Disney took the story and Disneyfied it.
Yeah,
exactly.
But
so,
you guys, I mean, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, just on the note of Superman, we might have even talked about this last time. I can't remember, but I've talked about it a few different times. But Brightburn, like you guys,
100%.
So, I mean,
that was amazing.
When I think Superman, I'm like, okay, no, that horror version of Superman has been done and been done well.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
It was, and I like how James, and it's funny, it's done by James Gunn. Who originally just done that really amazing new Superman movie. But yeah, it's good. I like that because not once do they reference Superman, but it's like it's an alien that crashes down in a farm in a farm town, and it's raised by two farm parents. But he could get away with it. He could get away with it because he never actually refers to the planet as Krypton, never refers to the kid as Clark Kent. They've got a completely different name, and yeah, it's kind of a like what if. Yeah. There's a really famous comic, and they did an animated version called Red Sun by Mark Millar, and it's what if Superman crashed in Russia instead of America, and then he gets raised and he goes into Stalin's army and becomes Russia's superhero, but he just attacks all other nations, and for no other reason than you get to see Batman in one of those Russian hats, the woolly hat, and with bat ears in it. You should watch that. But yeah, that one they actually calls him Superman. But yeah, Brightburn was so good because all comic book fans knew it was Superman.
Yeah,
but they didn't say it was Superman. Yeah. So yeah, I like that. Yeah. James Gunn's great at doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he is. He's very talented.
It's good. All right, Tim. Let's talk about your books finally.
Yes.
I love it. I don't know. I love talking about anything else. As much as I love my books, this is always fun on shows.
Now you don't need to try and sell them to Ryan because he's already got them. I did pick up Skyfold before your sale, so I didn't get it for free.
Oh, it's funny.
I gave you the dollars for it.
Yes.
So for those who don't know, picture to the people that don't know about your books. Start with Skyfold, I guess.
I'll start with the two newest ones. So Skyfold and The Father of Shadow and Death. Very two opposite books in a lot of ways. Similar writing style, and I've been having a lot of fun with what you get in both books, but very different. So Skyfold was really me having fun, and coming on the backdrop of darker books. I wanted to write some fun adventure fantasy, and what came out of that was a fantasy heist. So it's the story of three friends, and more or less they are living in a world of floating islands, and they're trying to steal the source of power from these godlike beings that rule over their island home. And that's the gist of it. So you get a lot of fun. Like it's a lot of playful fun, a lot of scheming, a lot of things going on. You slowly learn, but it's a novella, so it's a nice, easy read. One or two nights, easy. And part of that was I wanted to write a novella to get into Sphinx. I always forget the full thing that stands for, but it's a novella competition for indie authors. Cool. And so I was on a bit of a timeline too, which was a nice challenge. But I think what came out the other side, I mean, the reviews have been fantastic, and that's been really encouraging because I took a lot of risks with it, a lot of new directions, a lot of new style and story elements that I hadn't used before. So that's been a lot of fun. And I mean, highly recommend it. You've got magic, you've got romance, you've got schemes, monsters. I always have monsters. It's loaded, but so there's a lot packed into very little space.
So there's romance, but no love triangles, right?
No love triangles. Probably the polar opposite of a love triangle. Maybe I did that subconsciously.
But there are triangles. There's one on the front cover.
There are triangles, yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's Skyfold. I mean, it's kind of funny. I did that as a well-needed break from dark themes. And then I went and wrote the darkest book I have ever written. So I wrote The Father of Shadow and Death, which in part is a prequel to my first book, The Fall of Sylvandria. But it's very much set apart. So you can read them separately, and you never have to read the other, whichever way you go. If you want dark fantasy and lots of action, you can read The Fall of Sylvandria. If you want fantasy horror, set in a very rich context. So it's set in the capital city of this enormous empire, and it follows these exiled, almost subclass citizens within that empire. And really all you need to know is main character is this failed father and former priest who is trying to save those exiled people from their dark god. It's kind of a fun twist on the chosen people, but instead, the chosen people of a very dark, malevolent force. And so you've got creature horror, you've got slasher horror elements, and then obviously cosmic, supernatural, all kind of blended together. And it gets, I constantly get told, everyone's number one comment is that I am very, very mean to this main character. Which you'll either love it because you know there's payback for that, or there's payoff. There's payoff for the suffering. So if you like him, you'll be satisfied in some ways, and if you hate him, you'll be very satisfied because he suffers a lot. He's a very polarizing character, but I've never been this mean to a main character. I'll tell you that much, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, I think you've said that it's about a former like priest, trying to get these people away from essentially the church and stuff like that. I think that's every main trope of every JRPG and RPG I've ever played, because it's always the church is the devil. I mean, it's not essentially the devil, but yeah.
I'll stop you there, because actually, no, that is so how do I put it? The exiles, they ran away from this dark god. He was never a priest of that dark god. He's a priest of the gods of this empire that they are now part of. And that was actually a big privilege. It was a huge privilege for the main character, Braddock Dezane, to be made a priest, despite the fact that he's a Saruman. He's from the nation of Saramai, and they're all living there in exile, and he's the only one. He's the very first to ever become a priest of the Triuval, is the name of the religion of this empire that they're a part of now. And so he has this huge privilege, and for reasons that get explored, he mucks it up and he loses his priesthood. And so he's dealing with the loss of what he went through, as well as the shame of having failed his people and no longer being a priest, but some of them still respect him for it. And he's trying to, claw his way back up in terms of social standing, both in the empire, and he's a very delusionally arrogant person at the same time, so very insecure, but also hilariously self-absorbed. So you see him trying to claw his way up and trying to impress people around him, and always making more of a mess in very fun ways. And then in the context of the horror that comes as the dark god, his former dark god, or the dark god of his people, is now hunting them, and he gets wrapped up in it almost by no fault of his own, and then has to make some very hard decisions.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. I like it.
So do the people that, I guess, worship this dark god, do they see them as dark themselves, or?
I think they're somewhat self-aware. I think, there's a lot of self-interest that goes into why they would choose to serve something like that, but they get a lot of benefit out of it. So if anything, what's fun about this was really pitting these two religions against each other. And because, again, despite the fact that he's a failed priest, he still holds on to a lot of those tenets. So you see, I had a lot of fun with that, actually, really fleshing out a benign, I think would be the right word, a benign faith system in a fantasy setting. So you see a lot of the good, a lot of the human elements, a lot of the bad, but it's not, like the dark god, totally different, and all very cultish. It's depicted that way intentionally.
Okay,
And then you have a far more balanced view of this main religion that he's a part of, and that was very fun for me to explore, because I'm with, like, I've seen so many you do get a lot of abuse in that regard, a lot of just the common trope of these terrible religions, especially the terrible oppressive religions that need to be overthrown. Not what you get in this story at all.
Okay. I just always, I said I've played RPGs and JRPGs since I was a little kid, and I still play them every day. And I'm 43, and it's always like me and the guys have this joke where it's like, mission 1, save a cat. Last mission, kill God. It's just always like.
Okay, that is so accurate.
Yeah, it is. It really is. There's so many of the Final Fantasy games I've played are like the evil is, the religion or the church that everyone follows, and then your main character is like, hold on, there's something wrong here. And go through that, and so many other games. Like I recently finished. I'm playing the second one, but I recently finished a game called Octopath Traveler, and again, there's a character in there who's a healer, and she represents the good, like what you're saying. Your main character represents the good church, which is kind and takes people in and looks after the world. And her missions are to take down, this cult, like you said, with yours, cult of, the dark magic who are trying to bring back this dark god into the world and everything like that. It's to me, I haven't, like, even though the way that it's set is the same, I find that each game I play and each book I read, now that I'm reading a lot more fantasy as well, has its own spin. So it doesn't seem boring to me. It seems interesting to see the way that different people interpret different things. And I'm not religious at all. So to me, it's not something that I'm familiar with. So my only real religious knowledge is through these games and through the books that I read. Like even the horror books I read, like I read S.S. Fitzgerald's Sinner's Past, and the bad guy in that is the church. That's there because it's a dark church, it's an evil church. You know what I mean? Like, it is such an. I think a lot of writers and a lot of video game creators and a lot of movie people, they always. I think it's just such an easy thing because people, like a lot of religious people, can see, oh wow, they're putting the church as the bad guy. That's going to get some kind of reaction, whether it's good or bad or anything. And I think that's what it's all about. Reading, games, movies, it's about getting a reaction out of someone.
I think I think even, well, I'll put it this way. Sometimes I've had conversations with friends even, and even back in the day, I think my opinion on that has changed a little over the years, because and maybe more so now that I write and I'm on the other side of the equation. I think what happens is that it is such a prevalent part of human experience and just any culture on the planet that you're almost missing a crucial dynamic of what it is to be human if you don't have some representation of religion in a story. I'm not saying every story needs it, not that at all. But there are some people who I've seen avoid it, and sometimes the story feels, especially in very expansive worlds, like if you have this massive intergalactic world, or even just a massive fantasy world, and you completely somehow avoid any semblance of religion, even a socio-cultural entity that doesn't have a religious name or worship a deity, but something, if you miss that, to me, some aspect of human experience is missing from the story. And so I think a lot of authors just pull from their own experiences, however flawed or skewed by bias or skewed by, we all have a limited picture. Each of us lives a very limited piece of this world we live in. And no matter how hard you try, that's going to get bled into the story. So I'm happy with this one in particular, the Father of Shadow and Death, because I think I pulled in some of my unique experiences as a former pastor in ways that maybe some other people, like I tried to give a glimpse behind the curtain in a lot of ways, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the neutral, the just, again, the human experience of it. But that's the tough thing, is no matter what, I am 100% sure some of my biases are definitely in there, and I don't know if you can avoid it, and there's only so far you should even try.
No, everyone has a worldview. Everyone sees the world in a certain way. You can't avoid that.
You don't want to preach. I mean, that's the thing too, is my first book, I think I was so conscious of this sort of thing that I tried really hard not to let myself preach through it. And I think I might have actually robbed myself of some of what most people look for in the kind of fantasy I write. Most people want at least some enriching element. So, whether it's an insight into your characters and just character development in general, or principles guiding them, and stories are a way for us to test what works and what doesn't, even including principles and values.
Yeah.
And I think I maybe, shot myself in the foot a little by avoiding that. So, it's, I've come to a place now where I'm still not trying not to preach through stories, but I am trying to enrich. I am trying to add a little value and or at least present options and let people decide for themselves, but in what I hope is a fun way,
Yeah, well, that's I think the main thing is to entertain and to, if you can get people to think as well, that'd be amazing. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do with my Ancora series, plug. Because I went in and I was like, okay, so I've got I'm Christian, I've got a Christian worldview.
Yeah.
What's the Christian way to look at aliens? Now, I don't come across preachy or anything like that, because I know Ryan can vouch for me as someone who doesn't believe. Like, he didn't see anything, pick anything, but I put subtleties in there for people to think about, but I'm not like you said, preachy,
Yeah.
No, when Jamie said that, I think you said it on a podcast with another author we had, that you did put, subtle, Christian things in there. I'd already read Ancora, and I was like, what did you put in there? Because I
exactly.
And that's the kind of stuff. And then he explained what he did, and I'm like, okay, I can see that. Not knowing too much about Christianity, I can see that, but I also commend him on doing it, like you say, a way where he's not preaching, but for people who believe will get something out of that and go, okay, I recognize that and I appreciate that, because he's included that in there. And I think that is the perfect balance of what you say, of not preaching, but including part of yourself in your work. Yeah.
Well, earlier, when I mentioned, the TV series that's coming, and my favorite series, Taliesin, the Pendragon Cycle by Stephen R. Lawhead. Yeah. That book, the first book, was given to me by an atheist family friend, and it is very loaded with overt Christian themes, because it's depicting a period where the church was really just starting to get its roots in Britannia at the time. And that is depicted very honestly, but very from a very clear Christian worldview. And yet again, it was an atheist who gave me the book because he loved it to death. And and it's a book that I recommend to anyone, regardless of what they believe, because it stands on its own. You can enjoy it regardless of where you're coming from, which to me says just how incredibly well written it is.
Well, it's all that's a huge part of history as well.
Sorry,
you're breaking up, Ryan.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to know if you can tell me the title of that series again.
Yeah, it's the TV series coming out is Rise of the Merlin, and the series itself, the book series, is the Pendragon Cycle by Stephen R. Lawhead. Okay. Yeah.
I'm literally gonna buy the first book now. So you have sold me a book.
Just not yours.
Love it. I am. Yeah. To me, you know what? I'd like that. That to me is mission accomplished. It's such a great story. That's still one of the ones I go through for like stylistic insight and that's my goal. If I have a dream goal for like my crescendo, my ultimate series, when right now I feel like I'm still experimenting, I'm still building up, but that's the goal. The goal is something of that level of quality and richness, and just dense with incredible character arcs and history and all these different, just beautifully well done. Oh man, yeah. So I'm very excited. Sorry?
So you said it was by Stephen R. Lawhead?
Lawhead, yeah.
Oh, Lawhead, yeah, cool. I've just got the first book now. I'm picking it up on my Kindle. So
Taliesin is just such a good book.
One of my favorite shows back growing up was the BBC show Merlin, about I think it went 5 seasons or something, which was absolutely amazing, and one of my favorite mini. Yeah,
that's him, like when he's young, right? Like young The Adventures of Merlin, or
yes,
just Merlin. Yeah. With I always forget his name, and
yes,
then you something James as our and Katie McGrath as Morgana, right? Does that sound she
yes,
was in one of the
correct,
Jurassic.
correct, yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Well, oh yeah, I love that show. I've watched all 5 seasons probably at least 5 times, at least all the way. I love that
Oh,
show. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, if you like
awesome.
that.
And there was a yeah. Oh, there
Well, I
was
was
a
just saying,
really
yeah, if
good sorry, I think my connection is cutting in and out, kind of thing.
it's all good. Sorry, you go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a really good mini series with Sam Neill that they did. It was a
Yes.
two-part mini series called Merlin as well, which I cannot find anywhere on DVD or Blu-ray or anything.
I kid you not. I should run down right now just to show you, because a week ago, I got a craving for watching that, couldn't find it anywhere to stream, and I just said, screw it. I went on Amazon and I found that and another mini series, I think made by the same I was that BBC originally? I can't remember. But anyways, I found it for 20 Canadian dollars
Wow.
and got a used DVD sent to me. So I just got that days ago. I literally
Oh,
just got that exact miniseries days ago, and I haven't gotten to watch it yet. But you better believe, yes, the Sam Neill series and
mhm.
Helena Bonham Carter,
Yeah.
yeah, right, as Morgana, and oh yeah, that's just such Martin Short. Is it? Yeah, Martin Short as
Yep.
that was my childhood in a nutshell, was basically that miniseries. Yeah.
100%. I watched that. I think I recorded it on VHS when it was on
Yeah.
TV back when I was younger, and I watched that so many times. I think I
Yeah.
wore out the VHS
Yeah.
tape. But even the whole Arthur and the whole Pendragon kind of thing with Merlin and with Arthur and everything like that, it's crossed over into the comic world because there's an X-Men comic called Excalibur, which is about a British, like Captain Britain, and they, set in England, but
Huh.
at the moment they're dealing with, for like the last 10 issues, and it's still going, is Arthur Merlin actually brings back Arthur and
Mm.
him and the Knights of the Round Table and everything. They've come to fight against the Excalibur X-Men team, and it's just any Merlin and King Arthur stuff I can get, I will take, because it
Yeah.
is just so good. So I'm glad you recommended that book, because I just bought the first one, and I'll be reading it hopefully soon.
Yeah. Like, I would call it the pinnacle. I mean, and this is saying, and I've seen the same things you're talking about, and I would say the Pendragon cycle to me is the peak of Arthurian
Okay,
legend done right, done
awesome,
very, very well.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Well, you've promoted other people's books so that I bought them. But in saying that, I already have your books, your first two books.
Exactly.
I
My
know
work is
the
done here.
Skyfall and yeah, your job was done. You know what I mean? But one other thing I wanted to talk about is I've seen on X that you're working on audio books for, I
Yeah.
think, your first book. You're currently working on the audio book for that one, the one you just held up before. Is that right?
Yeah, so I already technically I'm doing it the third time now, which has been an
Okay.
experience. Yeah, so for the Fall of Sylvandria, I did about two-thirds of it originally just to get a feel for the experience and what's required, and to experiment a little and test out some different softwares and so on. But at the same time, I was looking into narrators. I had a royalty share agreement with one for a little while, fell through. I think the short version of that story is I think he just bit off more than he could chew. So there was no way, like we were way over deadline by the time I just said I think we're gonna have to part ways. And we left very amicably, and he was very good at what he did. And actually listening to some of the things he did gave me insight. So then I did record the whole thing myself. Uh, and yeah, that's been a journey, in some ways very rewarding. I loved doing it, and sales skyrocketed, both for my the other versions of my book, ebook and physical copies. But I mean, I got a lot of like, I was super happy with initial sales, and initial reviews were flooding in much faster and very good. And then, but you also open yourself up to new challenges. You're opening yourself up to a new market with new expectations. So, you know, a lot of people gave me some really good feedback. Some people were less kind than they maybe could have been, but you know, it was a lot of learning experience wrapped up into very little time. And ultimately, I decided, okay, I need to do this. I need to do this again. So I practiced again with Skyfold, which got much better reviews in terms of the quality. And I bought some new equipment. I bought some more software, some plugins for the recording software. You know, it's just a constant, every time I try to do better than the last. The fun thing too is that doing my audiobooks has now become kind of part of my editing process. So I'll write my book, editing, beta feedback, blah, blah, blah. And when I have the roughly final version done of the book, before I publish it, I will then record. I won't edit the audio because that takes a lot of time, but I'll at least have it recorded before I publish. Because inevitably, while reading, I will spot things and hear things I didn't catch while listening to it from voice recorder, and that I didn't catch while editing it. You know, so it's kind of a nice final check. It's also just fun to hear the story out loud. You know, it just takes it to a different level. So where I'm at right now is I realized I've actually, I didn't check today. Funny enough, I did not check today, but the audiobook for The Father of Shadow and Death is done, edited, and uploaded.
Oh, wow.
And so any day now, the way ACX works is one day it's not live and the next day it is, and you get an email. So any day now, this will be live. So that's exciting.
I'm one of those weird both. I listen to audiobooks at night when I'm falling asleep, and I read the books as well. So now that you mentioned that, you know, you've got the audiobooks and I have a couple of credits, I'm going to try and find that, because I really do love when the author reads his books or his or her books on Audible. I think it's just because it's your world, and you know, we find out how there's so many, especially with fantasy. So I'm looking at the moment. So The Fall of Sylvandria and Skyfold are the only two that are on Audible right now. So I'm assuming the new book is coming soon. So that's great. But yeah, I find that like with fantasy, a lot of words and names of characters and places, I find that we mispronounce things all the time, and it's really good to hear the author say them, because then I'm like, okay, I know that's the right way to pronounce it. So that's awesome. I can grab both of your books on Audible too. So that's great.
Yeah. Well, my advice, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure when I upgrade or update the Fall of Sylvandria, the new version will just automatically upload for people who bought it. But just in case, I would say hold off for that one, because that my goal is for that to come or new year or early 2026. So the updated version, this is interesting to me. Without even trying, it's just now that I've recorded so many times, not just that book but the other ones too, and I've slowed my cadence. I've added more dramatization. I don't try to overemphasize the voices. You can tell it's a different person speaking, but not you know, it's still coming from me. I treat it as an author reading. Like I want you to feel like you're at a bookstore while I'm signing books, listening to me read the story out loud. You know, that's my idea. So that said, you can just tell how much I've learned and hopefully grown, because my first version was about 16 and a half hours. The new version is already shaping up to be about 19 and a half, if not 20 something hours. Every chapter I've recorded so far, I've added a solid like 30 seconds, and more like 1 to 2 minutes, sometimes more than 2 minutes. And when you extend that over 87 chapters, That adds up very quickly. So it's a much longer audiobook, which is kind of fun. It means, okay, good. I've managed to slow down. I've managed to add some depth to some dynamism. You know, like it feels far more lived in now, I think. Yeah. So I'm excited to put that out there. I think people are gonna yeah, I mean, again, the first version did well. I was very happy with it. I just realized I could do better. So I'm happy to share it again. That'll come very soon.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I'm still tossing about doing audiobooks. I want to do audiobooks, but I don't. ACX isn't available in Australia for some random reason. So it's just like, what do you do?
You guys have it bad for everything with just with Amazon in general.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, but it's just like, because I so would do that, but at the same time, I want to start doing them myself, because like you said, like it's like it changes everything when you start reading out your own work.
Yeah.
You know, you pick up on things, and
it's a lot of fun, but it is also a completely new learning curve, you know. So which I love. I got into this with every intention of learning as many relevant skills as possible to just keep growing, because I find it all bleeds in, you know. Like I said, like this is now part of my editing process. So who knew that just trying to do my own audiobook would also help me be, I think, a better writer now. It's just how it works.
Despite those run-ins you have with leaf blowers.
Yes, for anyone who's seen those posts. Yeah. That is part of the fun too, is trying to navigate like when. I mean, I have a pretty well soundproofed area now, and I have sound foam, like soundproofing foam around the mic, and a separate box to keep it in, and software, noise canceling software that does pretty well. But there is nothing you can do when 6 guys with leaf blowers walk right outside your office window. Like that's me done. And they the day I posted that, they did it for a solid 4 hours straight.
Wow.
Like that was my morning, just gone, evaporated. I was so angry.
Oi, it's that audiobook guy. He's doing recording. Get the leaf blowers.
Yeah. Oh, I was entertained, and I was like, anyways, we won't get into that. You could tell later in the day they were just mucking about, like wasting time, I think, because they were being paid by the hour. Like
just blowing that one leaf, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Literally. just blowing space. Like what were they trying to do? Move gravel? Like oh, I was upset. I tried. I couldn't even move to different parts of the whole. It's like it's a tall townhome kind of structure, so there's only so far back I can go. So there was nowhere I could be. I couldn't even read. I couldn't do anything because it was so loud, even with plugs in my ears. Like, fun times. Yeah.
See, I do. I do a bit of gardening from time to time, and I sometimes get worried about annoying people with the leaf blower, and I'm only going for 10 minutes. And then also,
most people are courteous. Most people are like, oh, this might be loud. Maybe I should limit how long I do it.
I also get a little paranoid after playing Grand Theft Auto 5. There's a mission where you got to knock out the gardener, and he's got his leaf blower going. I'm always looking over my shoulder in case someone's gonna.
It's like, I mean,
well, that's the gardeners we have here, because I live in a group of 5 homes where we have support staff. So like gardening's included in the little. We've got a little backyard, which is great for reading. I go out there and read all the time. But the guy that does our lawns is like the leaf blower guys. He will milk every single minute. I think I've seen him mow. The backyard we have is not big, but I think he spends like an hour and a half mowing our lawn, and then he'll just slowly walk back to his car, get the leaf blower, slowly walk back. I've watched him, and he just goes, because sometimes I'm out reading when he comes by, and then I go inside, but I watch him, and it slowly blows all the leaves, and slowly does the edges. It's just insane. I was like, this guy must be getting paid by the hour, because he does all 5 of the places here. And I think it takes him a full day just to do that. Like, far out.
When I was in Montreal, I lived in Montreal for about a little over a year. not quite a year and a half, but close. And Montreal has the best snow removal of any city I've lived in. Very extremely efficient. So it doesn't matter how big a snowstorm. The snow that fell could be taller than me, and it will be cleared within hours, if that, which is incredible. Then I came back to Ottawa, where I am now, and we're better than a lot of places. But oh wow, the apartment I was living in, this is stuck in my memory now. Just I can't unsee it because I was so baffled. The time that I got woken up at 2 a.m. by a snowplow driving by, and then backing up, and all I could hear was the beep, beep, beep. And I looked out my window. I got onto my balcony just to see, because I this went on for so long, and it had already been going on for about, I don't know, half an hour, close to an hour, by the time I finally got fed up and wanted to see for myself. Looking from my balcony, this snowplow was driving up it was to a government building. So it needed to be cleared for the next morning for delivery trucks to come in. Because they can, anyways. And this snowplow drives up that little driveway for the trucks, and there's no snow, and I'm confused. And then backs up, beep, 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 and then drives back up. Same spot, didn't move even an inch to either side. And then backed up, beep, beep, beep. I watched him do this for another hour. And so I think he spent roughly 2 hours on the same stretch of driveway for no reason. Other than, and again, this is like 2 a.m. I am trying to sleep, and at 2 a.m. all I'm hearing is beep, 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 beep.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah. So even the leaf blowers, nothing I've ever experienced has topped that. That was the worst for me.
All right. I've got a good story for you, because maybe to make you feel a little bit better, because my I have a friend who at least used to work at like a nursing home place, and they said they got a letter saying, we're doing roadworks for a month, so at this time you're going to hear noises and stuff like that. So they hear trucks beeping at 5 o'clock in the morning, beep, 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 like yours. But then 2-3 months later, they're still hearing the beep, beep, beep noises. And then so they're going, what is going on here? Waking everyone up. So then the manager walks out into this little bush patch between where they're doing the roadworks and the nursing home, and finds a lyrebird just going beep, beep, beep. Because if you know the lyrebird's a mimic. It hears something and it will mimic it. So this this one bird is just sitting there going beep, beep.
Oh, that's incredible.
Guys, if you have not seen a lyrebird, check them out. They're the best. It's just
that's amazing.
Because you can be in the bush, you can be going for a walk. You don't know if it's an actual animal or a lyrebird.
Yeah.
There was one at the Taronga Zoo that died probably 10 years ago, and it would do they did construction was going on near its pen, and so then the construction's finished and this lyrebird's going, "There you go, mate. Yeah, just all right, yeah, mate." It's just, like barely audible words, just like pass me the hammer, but like not that clear, but and then it's doing the bang, 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 and the drills. Oh, I love them.
Yeah,
like the kind of the it's like AI before AI. It's like
Oh, that's so good.
I love them.
That's terrible, though. I mean, that would be I'd be so angry, but also so amused that you can't be mad.
Yeah, because it's just an animal. And you can't kill it because it's native. But all right. Look, we don't want to keep you too long, so let's jump into this game. We have this game now that we play, Tim. It's kind of inspired by, well, all caps, and kind of inspired by Mirthquake.
I was gonna say Mirthquake. Yeah.
Where we're going to, well, you know what? I'll bring up the picture, so you know what's going on.
Yeah, I've seen you guys do this a few times, and it's a blast. Yeah.
We had our last guest come on just to play it. Don't really want to play it. So the game is called Story Pitch. It's basically there's these four setting, genre, main characters, profession, and a crazy addition. And basically, you can pick a number between 1 and 12, and we'll give you what they are, and then you got to pitch us a story. But we also have recently found the Spinny Wheel website, so you can either give us the numbers or spin the wheel. It's completely up to you. And then you can pitch us a story. So, how do you want to play it, Tim? Do you want to give us the numbers, or do you want to spin the wheel?
Let's go numbers for 3 and then wheel for the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what are
So
you
I'll give let's do 3 for setting.
Yes.
5 for genre.
Mm-hmm.
And 7 for main character.
And you want to spin the wheel for the last.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, okay. All right. Spinning the wheel really fast. And we got a 10.
Nice.
For the crazy edition. All right.
Okay.
For setting, he gets... Oh, it's a suburban cul-de-sac.
Mm-hmm. And the genre is my favorite genre of all time. It is horror.
Oh. Main character. Oh, he's a rock star.
I feel like one of the last ones I saw got Rockstar.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
And the option, the crazy edition, which is something that has to appear in the story, is a historical figure. So any historical figure throughout time, they just need to appear in your story.
Historical figure. Okay.
Okay.
Are they going to appear on the screen, or should I write the? I mean, I've got the general.
Yeah, no, I'll just give them to you. It is a cul-de-sac. It's a horror.
Suburban cul-de-sac, yeah.
Yeah. It's a suburban cul-de-sac. The genre is a horror. The main character is a rock star, and it's got to have a historical figure.
Perfect. Okay. I already know what figure I'm choosing. They don't fit the period, but that's fine.
That's all right. It doesn't have to make sense. It's a horror.
Makes it better. Yeah. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Yeah. I'm gonna call Rockstar Bob.
Okay.
Bob.
Okay.
Yeah. So terrible name for Rockstar, which is why I could call him Steve. You know what, Steve? It's time to put Steve through some horror. That's what I'm doing. What am I? Yeah. So this is about Steve the Rockstar.
I was hoping you were going to bring Steve into it somehow.
Is it Steven Tyler?
Yeah, he needs a story finally. So this is the story of Steve. And so Steve lives in a nice little cul-de-sac, and he's that neighbor that everybody hates. You pass by his home, which you have to, because he's right at the edge of the cul-de-sac, right?
Okay, all right.
So you have to pass his home, and he's always there on the porch telling you what's wrong with you or sharing his wacko theory of the day. And he's, very self-absorbed. So despite the fact that he lives in this suburban cul-de-sac and never leaves, he doesn't do anything. He lives off of some, some inheritance he got from a family member. So he does nothing. But he has all the answers. He tells the world how to fix itself. Yep. And of course, none of those things work. So he always moves on to the next idea. And that's him. No one in his neighborhood likes him at all. And it's even worse because then he keeps them all awake at night. Apparently that's the only time he can practice, for his rock star career. We didn't agree he had to be successful. He thinks he's a star.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys who, he opens his garage door and goes in the garage and starts rocking out with his imaginary band. Yeah. And that's Steve in a nutshell. That really is Steve in a nutshell. Until the day Napoleon Bonaparte came through, Ted and Bill's time machine,
there you go.
And realized that the future was a dismal, dark place because of Steve. And if he was going to conquer, kind of like trying to invade Russia in winter is the colossal challenge of trying to destroy Steve. And so Napoleon being Napoleon, he underestimated the difficulty of the task he was undertaking. And, so you have the horrors of Napoleon's army coming into this cul-de-sac and trying to, you know, exert his will and doing everything he can, trying to discover the secrets of how Steve keeps outsmarting him, torturing, you know, and bombarding the entire neighborhood. Anything he can do to get this rock star to stop playing and keeping him up at night. And it goes on and on. The violence, it was unimaginable. Napoleon, and again, despite all the assets at his disposal and despite his strategic genius, Napoleon fails time and time again. And Steve's rock music continues playing. Again, he's a one-man band, so horrible attempt at screamo on top of bass guitar. It's just a nightmare, and you know, in every sense of the word. And Napoleon eventually decided to just go back to trying to take over Russia because, you know, at least that's easier than defeating Steve.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. So what was left is a bloodbath and Steve continuing his guitar solos from the garage.
Now is Steve's band called the Leaf Blowers?
That's perfect. There we go. I like it. Yeah.
There you go. Is that a kind of horror movie you'd want to watch, Ryan?
Oh, 100% for sure. Anything with like Napoleon coming back to try and murder a guy named Steve playing bass guitar and screaming through a microphone is my kind of movie.
It's like Freddy versus Jason, but Steve versus Napoleon. You know,
yeah,
that's what
I like
kind
it.
of going for.
I like it
because me and Ryan have a friend called Steve.
I wouldn't call him a friend. I wouldn't call him a friend.
Okay. Acquaintance.
He's no friend of mine because I make fun of him all the time.
But it's funny. It's funny because Steve was in our band.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
But I had this vivid dream. Like, it was so vivid, and it's because the band would sometimes sleep over my place at the time, and I had this dream that it was a zombie apocalypse, and Steve got up and opened the door and let the zombies in. And it's just everyone went, Steve. And it was I think he took real offense to that. I'm going, it was just a dream, man. But it's happened. Like, the zombies came and you said, oh, just open the door, and then it's just,
it's like one of those vivid dreams you have about someone, and you know it was just a dream, but you can't forgive them in the real world.
Yeah,
you know, just because it was so real. Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Yeah,
it sounds, knowing Steve, it sounds like something that guy would do too.
Yeah,
something he would open the zombies. He would let the zombies into his house, and he'd thank him for eating his family. So you know, just because it was the right thing to do. Steve and his trumpet.
Yeah.
He used to play trombone in Jamie's band, and because my band and Jamie's band used to play pretty much every show we played with together, he used to hate it when people didn't call it a trombone. So I had just started dating my wife at the time, and because I used to always say, "Don't forget your trumpet, Steve," and he would get really angry. And so my wife, before we played a show at I think it actually was like 13 years ago today or yesterday, believe it or not, that we played this show at a place called Penhurst, and it was my wife's first time meeting Jamie and the guys and everything, and I said to her, "Oh, that's Steve. He plays the trumpet in Jamie's band. So go up and tell him how much you love the trumpet, and you can't wait to see him playing the trumpet." And she did, and he got and I was standing behind her, and I was like, "Go on, get angry at her. I dare you." And he's just like, "Oh yeah, that's actually a trombone." And I said, "No, it's a trumpet." But yeah, he really doesn't. He really didn't like me after that. Me and him would have so many wars on Facebook. It's not funny.
Yeah, was that the show where? Because I remember going to a show and it was in. We have these places called RSLs, Tim.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have strict dress code. We call it fancy bogan venues because they have strict dress codes. No hats. You got to wear. You can't wear singlets even though they've got like footy singlets hanging on the wall, but you can't wear them.
Yeah.
You know? But
wow,
to get through to this venue, you had to go through it, and this guy came in from like a rock band, like a rock band, like leather sleeves and nothing under it,
Yeah.
And then they're going like, "We can't let you in." And he's like, "But I'm a rock star."
I remember that place because because I've worn hats all my life, and I normally, when we're on stage, I wear a hat. Yeah. And they're like, "Oh, you have to take your hat off." And then I took it off, and then as soon as the guy walked away, I put it back on. Yeah. And because I had long hair, so I had bad hat hair after that. Yeah. And I put it back on, and he'd come over and he'd say, "Mate, you got to take it off." I'm like, "Oh, sorry." I take it off, he'd walk away, and put it back on. It was a constant game.
But like, I'm pretty sure it was like with the venue, like it was at the back of the thing, and once you were in there, you could do what you want and wear what you want. Like they said that, and it's like you just can't wear it when you. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like I get it. You don't want me to wear flip flops,
Yeah. That's fair enough.
I'm not naked,
exactly. Yeah. Like it's all RSL clubs that make you take your hat off, and I always forget, and it always left me with bad hat hair. Yeah. And I just put it straight back on as soon as I walk away. But that was the place, Jamie. That was it. Yeah. It was a Friday night, and you had to walk through the RSL to get to the venue. That guy just would not leave us alone.
That's it.
That's wild.
All right. Yeah. Round 2, Tim, and I feel like I'm going to have to, because I update these graphs. This is a new graph, so you can give us the same numbers if you want, and it'll be a different result. But I like to add more and more over time and change it up and mix it up. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to add Steve to it.
Yeah.
So this one, mandatory Steve has to be...
As like crazy addition.
Perfect.
Steve, but like not this time, but I'm going to...
But as an option for future.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think what I want to do from now on too is whenever a guest comes on and plays this, when we stop recording, they can give us a crazy addition to add to the graph, because that'll be cool to do.
Well, mine is definitely Steve, so that makes me very happy.
Okay, I have made a note. Steve will be in future graphs, but not. Okay, so this will be the second last episode before Christmas. I've made a graph for December, and the crazy edition will not be a crazy edition; it'll be a Christmas edition.
Nice.
So that'll be very cool for that.
Yep.
But now, do you want to give us the same numbers, new numbers? Spin the wheels.
Yeah, let's do it. 3, 5, and 7, and then spin the wheel on the last one.
All right, 3, 5, and 7. Spin the wheel on the last one. Let's get this wheel going. I always get a little excited.
It always goes just over the edge. Yeah.
When it just... Oh, okay, 7.
Okay.
3, 5. Okay, let me close that. All right, graph number 2. So 3, your setting is a garage sale. We've had this one last time.
Okay.
Garage sale or a yard sale, either one.
And your genre is children's literature. So kids book.
Okay.
Oh, this will be interesting. Okay, so 7. Okay, you're a sommelier, a wine taster.
A child wine. I mean, so it could either be a child wine taster, or actually that will be more fun. Yeah, that's just what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so random.
And your crazy addition, which is something that must appear in the story, is a glee club.
Oh no. Okay, I already give. No, I'm out. That's
Looks like Steve is back.
There's so many sitcoms and different shows will just force in a Glee show or a Glee episode at some point. Yeah. Or just some musical. I hate it so much. Yeah. Glee has just ruined so many otherwise good shows by intruding. And it's just yeah.
Well,
the only exception is Community.
That was good.
Community has some one or two hilarious Glee episodes, and I was like, okay, what?
But you could tell that was satire and taking the piss.
Exactly.
I do have a soft spot for the Scrubs musical though.
Okay.
That was written by like Broadway people. So and they got an actual Broadway singer to come in, and so it was really good. Well done.
Okay. That would be fun. Yeah, like it depends. Same thing with musicals. Like some, I really love some. I like combinations. I like when it's a combination of acting and musical numbers. I do not like when it's just every single second of the performance is a constant singing. Yeah, that's That's where I draw the line. But anyway. Okay.
Cool. All right.
So garage sale, children's, sommelier, Glee. Like, yeah, this is great. Well, it can't be Steve. Or you know what? No.
Well, Steve can run the Glee Club.
This is no. This is Steve's origin story.
Oh, okay.
This makes sense to me now. You know, I always try to like get behind the people who really annoy me. There's usually something going on. You know, it's about if you have I try to be compassionate. I try to say, where's this coming from? Now we know it's because Steve's wacko parents pressed, for they were trying to establish themselves and they made their 7-year-old kid become a sommelier, and so he was just having a lot of wine very early, and he was good at it. Steve's a bit of a snob, and some of that is earned, and in this case, Steve's claim to fame will forever be he has pretty good taste. That's the one thing I will go to Steve for, is a good wine recommendation. I will give him that. And now we know why. It's because he was a sommelier, 7 years old. And that's actually how we met. So I went to a garage sale and, in my neighborhood, and I was young at the time. I was on my bike, and I was hanging out with some friends, and we were biking along, having a jolly good time. It was a beautiful summer day. The sun is high in the sky. The sky is clear and beautiful. Family and friends are walking their dogs in the neighborhood, and stray cats are running around having a jolly good time. The birds are singing. It was a lovely, lovely day. And then I passed a home. Nah, I won't give them a last name. That would be too specific, and I'm not that creative right now. So the Steves, we'll just call them the Steves. I passed the Stevingtons. Steve Stevingtons. There we go. That's good. The Stevingtons. We passed the Stevington home, and little Steve was there. And I knew that they had moved into the neighborhood, and I was trying to be, a good neighbor, and decided I'd go say hi. And there's Steve sitting at a little table with a whole bunch of samples. And it turns out they were wine, and he was, instead of a lemonade stand.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Lemonade stand, but it's wine.
Yeah, exactly. You're a sommelier. You should be encouraging your friends to join in. So his parents were very supportive of little Steve, and Steve was there, and he started lecturing us all, and we're there on our bikes. We're counting the seconds until we can bike away, listening to little Steve tell us about the bouquet of these glorious wines, the rich flavors of raspberry and pomegranate, and none of us are really interested until he said chocolate. And then we had to try the wines that were apparently had a strong chocolate aftertaste, or so he said. We tried them, and none of them did, and they were very bitter, very dry wines. Very terrible. I did not have a sip of red wine for years after that. In fact, you'll be proud to know that I don't even think I got drunk until I was in my 20s. So very good childhood lesson there for our children readers is, kids, do not drink responsibly if you do. That was probably the only good lesson I ever learned from Steve. There we go. And Glee, I left out Glee. I left out the Glee Club. Yeah.
You all broke into song. You all just broke into song about how bad the wine was.
Now we just need a song at the end about that's tough. Well, you know what? That's it. Me and my friends, we needed an excuse to get away from Steve, because he just would not shut up about these different wines. And so we told him, perhaps, it's a kid's literature, so we'll pretend it was the truth. I'll say it was the truth, although here, between us, we know I was never part of a Glee Club. Yeah. But for the sake of the story, my friends and I told him we needed to get to Glee Club. It was starting very soon, and that's where we were going on our bikes. And so we biked away, and we went, and we were a little tipsy, but we managed to sing our songs and had a jolly good time, and the world was a better place. Yeah.
Excellent. Well done.
That's terrible.
Well done.
That was so bad.
We threw some tropes in there that you didn't like, so that's all right. Maybe I'll put love triangle in somewhere too.
There you go. Yeah, next time.
Awesome.
Yeah. I feel like I read a really bad Yeah, it was a book that I read recently. It was okay, but one thing that killed it for me was just the most drawn out love triangle I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us, Tim. It's been so much fun.
It was an absolute blast. I mean, no surprise there. Yeah, you guys are awesome. So very happy to come on again.
That's awesome. Anytime you want to come back, and we'll hit you with the third icebreakers.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, you drew me in earlier. You talked about the surprise, and now I'm like, okay, well now I have to come back. I have to experience the third set.
Publish more books.
There you go. I mean, I don't know if you saw the post today, but this morning I gave the down payment for the next cover illustration.
Nice.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah, so that'll probably come in Marchish around, and I should be done. I'm 2/3 of the way through writing it, more than 2/3 actually. I'm well into part 3.
Excellent.
Of 3.
Yeah.
So the sequel to Falls of Andrea will be done and hopefully out sometime around probably. I think if I'm good, it'll be out by April.
Are you going with the same artist as the first book?
Yeah. So this is another Joe Ricasa cover.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. And the idea, we're both very excited for it. It's straight out of one of the most intense scenes of the story, and I won't spoil it because this, but I think we've established my love for creature horror, and I'm going for a very dark monster vibe with this cover.
Awesome, excellent,
awesome.
It's gonna be fun.
Can't wait to see it.
So I will keep you posted when that's ready. I will reach out and I'll be back.
Definitely.
Excellent. Well, you do this a lot on All Caps, and you see it all around the other podcasts and streamers. The floor's yours, Tim. Plug yourself. Where can they follow you? Where they can keep up to date with what you're doing and buy your books? The floor is yours. Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's nice and simple. Most of my socials are Tim McKay 52. I'm most active on Twix or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's just what works for me, for whatever reason. So that's the easiest place to get updates from me. I also have a newsletter I'm slowly building on Substack, same handle. So probably those are the two best spots. Otherwise, Amazon. All my books are there. Very soon they'll all be an audiobook. So that's Amazon is easily the best place to find all my books. And I mean, you've already heard most of my updates. The audiobook for The Father of Shadow and Death is coming very soon. Book 2 of my main series is coming early next year. I have a Jinn horror planned after that, and possibly a dragon horror planned right after that. And then I'll be diving back into Skyfold. So for those who loved that, a little more of that bright adventure heist is what my next main series will be expanding this. So that's already planned. And so that's where I'm at right now. Just going steady, editing work, writing, and teaching. So I'm starting up again teaching creative writing next semester. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. Creative writing workshop. So life is very busy, but very good right now. But reach out anytime, anyone, if you ever have questions about my books or want to chat. Easy to find on X. Again, that's the easiest spot. Life of the author. It's a heck of a journey, but one day at a time, right?
Excellent. Well, guys, all of Tim's links will be down in the show notes. Please check them out. Support him like Ryan is by buying everything he does. And
perfect.
Remember to check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. All their links are down below. I forgot to mention at the start, we do have merch. So check out our merch. Buy Ryan's shirt that says Living the Dream. It's on the screen. And if you want to reach out, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. And until next time, keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you next time.
Cheers all.